addiction. The legislation of cannabis will lead to the drug becoming more readily available, which in turn will mean that many more people will gain access to it, which means that more people who don't smoke pot now are way more likely to try it once it becomes legalized. This is subsequently lead to increase in crime rate.
30 seconds.
Initial statistics from the Netherlands show that the decriminalization and eventual legislation of cannabis did lead to an increased crime rate in Dutch society. And for those countries in European nations that have claimed that their crime rate has gone down compared to the U.S., they can't compare that because they are not even close to its size and the amount of population that the U.S. has. So those statistics mean nothing to what they have said.
You guys want the minute?
Yeah, a minute. Yeah, we'll take a minute.
It's just like, what do you want to say? You want to say that? How bad would be my dad came downstairs like right when you guys were together. It's like ruining the entire thing.
What you guys doing?
Yeah, we can't edit that. Christ, out of here.
All this and this and that.
Okay, so we're going ready for weed.
Yeah, it's the list.
Okay. As soon as you guys are ready. All right, ready. You sure?
Sure.
Okay. How you go?
Let's go. Alright, like you stated earlier, you said that the medical marijuana is not as strong. That is exactly, like, that's the point, because, like, if it was legalized, like, the strong stuff, it'll be less available, because, people, instead of, like, having to go as far to, like, to their drug dealers or wherever they have to go for it, they will be like, alright, well, I guess I can just go to the store or to the doctors or whatever, just get it, because it'll be easier for them. And alcohol is legal, and there are like, from alcohol deaths each year, there are 100,000, approximately 100,000 deaths, and there are 0 deaths because of marijuana-related health issues. And if alcohol is legalized and it's killing 100,000 people a year, why should marijuana? I think it should be the exact, like, if anything, it should be the other way around, because obviously there are less problems with marijuana. And I think that the crime rate will go down because, like, people won't have to go as far to, like, be able to fund their addiction, because like I said earlier, it'll make it more readily available, and they won't have to go and, like, go shoot up stores or, like, rob it from a drug dealer or, like, kill people for it. And another thing you said earlier is marijuana is a gateway drug, and it makes people go to want to try harder drugs. And the fact is, the U.S. government, their own statistics shows that over 75% of all Americans, like, they say that, like, anyone who tries marijuana, they will try, like, harder drugs. But the fact is, most of the heroin and cocaine addicts, like, they were actually, like, they talked to them and stuff. They said that they started their drug use with, like, beer and wine. They just started drinking alcohol, and they're like, oh, well, this isn't doing it for me, so then they went to heroin and cocaine. And, like, barely any of them said that it was due to marijuana.
You're saying that smoking marijuana while driving would be worse than driving while intoxicated and drinking alcohol, and that's perfectly legal. But some of the results for that would be increased. Some of the results for that would be increased variability in lane position, which is similar to DWI. Longer decision times, leading to slower responses, which is similar to DWI. But it would also make a more cautious driving style, including slower average speed and greater following distance. How is that unsafe? And
10 seconds.
a Boston criminal defense lawyer in Travis County in Texas says that most of the trouble that marijuana causes in Travis County is entirely due to its criminalization
Time.
rather than to its actual consumption.
Stop talking.
Are we done with this?
Did you get your last point in? Yes.
Are
Okay.
we good?
Stop this. How do we stop this?